Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. This is the preview of West Ham's fourth home game and second London derby of the 21-22 Premier League season, with the visit of Premier League new boys Brentford with a Sunday kickoff at 2 o'clock. As always guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear guys, as you can see from the icon that's up here, along with Admiral and Umbro, Clout and Blue track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I'll be sending directly on to Iron Supporting Food Banks, the charity within the Newham area that are helping those in the Newham area that are reliant on food banks and have been for the last few years now. So go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt guys. You'll be saving between 5 and 15 quid, £15 depending on what you're purchasing in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. So as always guys, let's turn to first of all to talk about the officials. The referee for this game is Peter Banks. His assistant is Ian Hewson, and his other assistant is James Mannering, who is also the assistant at Newcastle. The fourth official is Craig Pawson. For the second week in a row now, we have Andre Mariner on VAR, and his assistant is Mark Scholes. So a little bit confused for one point of view as to why we're having the same referee on VAR 2 games in a row, and especially it being Mariner. Maybe he needs to sort himself out in comparison to the last game. Maybe that's why the thinking behind it. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see, of course. Now, normally we would talk about the last 6 games that we've played Brentford at home, but we haven't played Brentford since April '93 in the old First Division, which went on to be a few seasons later, as we all know, as originally the Coca-Cola Championship and is now the Sky Championship. So the last 6 home games against Brentford aren't really relevant, because at the end of the day guys, the squads are completely different, the managers are completely different, the stadiums are completely different. It's not relevant in any shape or form. As we remember, Brentford won the Championship playoff final against Swansea in May, and when we did the watch along for this game, it was the highest viewed in recent times. So thank you very much to everybody that watched that, and if any of you are now watching this that were there for that watch along, it means a lot. I'm glad you guys are still with us. When I watched the second leg of the semi-final playoffs, I thought myself, and I did say during the playoff final itself, that they didn't look like Premier League quality. I thought there was something missing, but they just about proved it in the playoff final. They certainly proved it with the first game of the season at home to Arsenal, and they absolutely trounced them, and they really proved it with their last fixture as well. I mean, the information already 7 games in, which is obviously this is the 7th game of the season. Brentford are currently 9th in the table with 9 points after 2 wins, 3 draws and only 1 loss, with a +3 goal difference. It's unreal. And their last result, as we know, was that spectacular 3-3 draw with Liverpool at home last weekend. They're just phenomenally good team. Their formation so far this season has been predominantly a 3-5-2, with most attacks coming away from home, coming down their left-hand side, 37% down the left, and followed very closely by 36% of all games down the right-hand side. Sound familiar? It's pretty much exactly the same all tactics that most Premier League teams are doing. On the road so far, they have won 1 and drawn 2 and lost none, with a +2 goal difference. So after their draw at home against Liverpool, they will be very confident coming into this game. So far this season, their top goal scorer is Force with 5 goals and 0 assists from 3 games in all competitions, and their highest assister is, no surprise, Ivan Toney with 2 goals and 2 assists from 6 games in all competitions. Players to look out for are definitely these 2, along also with Wissa as well, who's got 4 goals and 0 assists from the last 5 games in all competitions, and he also scored within minutes of coming on against Liverpool. The guy is an absolutely very tricky player to mark, I'm guessing. So, I mean, I haven't watched too much of Brentford, so I can't really say, but I reckon we need to be keeping an eye out for those 3 at least. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. It's anything's possible. And also about now, I'd go into their stats of last season and this, but they're not relevant at the moment, as we know, because we haven't seen enough of them to be relevant this season, and maybe we'll talk about it more Might do the information more when we play them away in April, but it's not relevant information at the time. At the time of this recording, Brentford have long-term injuries, according to premierinjuries.com, to centre-back Mads Sorensen due to a medial ligament knee injury, defensive midfielder Joshua Da Silva due to a rare hip injury. I'm not really sure exactly what that is, but bless him anyway. And centre-back Ethan Pinnock is 50% chance of returning due to what looks like a normal hip injury. Now, guys, as I say, I don't know if that's going to have much of a bearing as an impact on how we're going to be able to play them. But just turning to you guys yourself, over the last 4 weeks, 5,700 views have come from you guys, and just under 39%, as you can see from the graphic that's here, are not subscribed. That's almost 2,200 views from people who are unsubscribed. So if you are enjoying the content and you love and you enjoy what we're doing, then by all means, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you get to know when new content is going up, and also when new live content is available to watch as well. Now, turning to West Ham, there's still no change to the injury list, thank Christ, since the Rapid Vienna preview I did a couple of days ago. It does look like that Fredericks is going to be out for about 3 to 4 weeks because of that strain that he had in the League Cup. But of course, this is being recorded and will be live on YouTube before the Europa League game, so anything is possible. Anything could change. But we have, let's not forget that we've only lost 1 game in 8 competitions so far this season, and it's unbelievable. Our boys will be just as equally confident as the Brentford players. They really, really will be. So, guys, as always, that means let's turning over to the starting 11. And also, to be honest with you guys, I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring the animation back. I didn't really use it for the Europa League preview because at the end of the day, we don't have a decent enough image of Ashby. Quite frankly, I do think there's going to be a couple of changes in here, and personally, this is what I'd like to see, because I agree with what Paul and Luke have been saying on Hammers. The 3 Hammers. Souček has been looking a lot leggy. He looked very, very tired when we played Leeds, as did Antonio for that matter. Personally, I've gone with a couple of changes, and I think you can probably guess what I've gone for.
Fabianski in goal, with a back 4 of Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna and Creswell. Rice and Crowell making up the defensive midfield positions, with Bowen, Fornals and Benrahma in attacking midfield, supporting Antonio up front.
So basically, guys, that's what I think the formation and the starting 11 should be. I'd be very surprised if we don't have any changes to it, quite frankly, because this is the kind of the time where our players are going to be lagging a little bit. Of course, we've got the international duty coming up in a couple of weeks' time, but I do genuinely think this is the sort of time where we need to rest Souček, just to kind of just give him a bit of breathing space, because as Paul said, he played all the Euros and he's played every single West Ham game since. So yeah, I think he needs a bit of a time. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with me on the starting 11 and the formation? If so, let me know. If not, let me know as well. Joe Series says let us know on the Europa League preview. Doesn't agree with me, but that's fine. I see his point. It's a completely unknown quantity at this point. But in the meantime, guys, I will be doing, once I come back from the game on Sunday, I will be doing the final thoughts video as usual, and also keep an eye out for all new content as well. So guys, look after yourselves, enjoy the rest of your week. If you're going tonight at the Europa League game, it'd be nice to try and see you if you're around about me where I am in the Bobby Moore Lower. If not, I'll see you very soon. All the best.